Hi, welcome back to my channel and to the Business Management System podcast. In this video, we're gonna continue our journey of building Bugs Factory imaginary software development company inside the Worklair. So stay tuned and let's continue to the episode. So let's recap what we had in the last episode. First of all, we created hierarchy for the Bugs Factory software development company. Then we mapped the structure onto the Worklair. And finally, we have created the team, invited the team members, and also allocated them among the project. We also covered briefly the communication aspect of the Worklair chats. Right now, I'm looking at the empty space of the October and the empty chat here. Now, before we get to the next items, I just want to highlight what we're going to achieve in this episode. First of all, we're going to touch the roadmap and the milestones feature, create a task, and also have sort of estimation into a place. And we will also briefly touch how we can use the duplication of the tasks, so they act as a templates for different projects. We have 3 commercial projects in this example, and we want to make it efficient. So without further ado, let's go. First of all, in our internal project space, we have just one channel. I'm going to make a pause right now and create the channel structure, which might be a pretty interesting option for you to consider. So I have created a simple structure here. For the internal space, we have sick leaves, vacations, birthdays, announcements, and co-founders, which is private. There might be a lot of other channels. This is just an example. And if we go to commercial project where we will create Milestone today, they have configured it in the way we show directs channels, so I can see the whole team and I can chat anytime I need it. It's done via cog icon here on the chat, and selecting show all team members in DMs. I also in these options selected to show only unread conversations plus my favorite section. This way I don't have channels and tasks here. And in my favorites, I have a client, I have a business channel, which is private, internal is private, just for internal company. So business is for interaction with the client, internal for interaction with the team. They're completely isolated, and some other public chats I don't see here because I don't have in favorites, but just for the sake of the example, I'll select all conversation. And there is an example that you can have development for development communication channel, the design and planning. So this communication structure is pretty basic, but it gives the example of what Worklair is capable of. Now, let's begin with the task creation and the milestones. Before we get into the milestone, I want to tell you that you can create a task very easily, and we already have some tasks created here. Just leaving the room for some space. Let's say we develop the landing page. So one of the tasks could be design for landing page. You can create tasks here, but as you can see, they have no milestone. That means they are not grouped in any way. But imagine we have sort of contract. We have a contract to deliver the landing page, and to bring the structure to the tasks, we have a tool in the Worklair called roadmap and milestone. So I navigate in roadmap, and we have some milestones already created here over the course of the previous episodes. I'm going to create a new milestone, call it a landing page. I'm going to put the start date as of today, and the team's going to deliver it by the end of the next month of February. The type will be fixed price, and that's it. So I'm going to go to landing page. I'm going to hover over this eye icon so I can see numbers, and I'll just move myself a little bit and make me smaller just to win some room here. Now, when we are inside this milestone, there is a lot of things that's going on here. First of all, I can change the name, I can change the status, as you remember from previous episodes. We're not going to focus on this part. We'll just go straight away into creating tasks. And creating tasks from here is actually interesting. It has an interesting behavior. not only it allows me to create a task, it also searches if the existing task, if there is a task with the same name inside the system. And since you know that we have designed for a landing page, it will offer me to add it here. So once it's added here, I can see it, and I don't have anyone assigned here yet, but I can do this from here. I know that Johnny Blake is the design. Oh, actually, I have a role here. So now I assigned the Johnny, and there is no cost. Let me show it first. There is no cost because I didn't estimate the task. The estimation might be done by your team, but in this case, let's say I know it's standard 20 hours. So I'll just put it here. And once I put these numbers, the system knows Johnny Blake's rates, and it automatically calculates the cost of this task. I also want to point your attention that we are viewing from the client perspective. We can switch back to company, and this would be different rates when Johnny will actually begin tracking time. Now let's back to client, and I'm going to take a pause to continue the repetitive actions of adding tasks. So I created a few tasks here, and I would like to add serial configuration. So this task is going to be bigger than the others, so it will contain the subtasks. So if I want to get back and work from the quote, I will simply click on the serial configuration here and select new subtask, and I'm going to create the subtasks for each department for UI, because on the front end, I'll call it front end, because on the front end there is some work on the API, and that's it. So this task will become sort of epic or grouping task. I'll call it epic, and I'm not gonna estimate this task alone, and I'm gonna assign the project manager here because he will be she will be grouping Harriet. And for the front end, I can assign people right from here, so Evan, and for design, Johnny Blake. Now I can estimate it here as well. I can go into the task. Let me show you. I can go here and estimate it from this place, or I can do this from the parent task just by clicking over here and put some hours here as well. Now I can close it. And as you can see, since I reload the page, gonna open the again, it's calculated the sum under this task. If I estimate the epic, it will also would add up to this. Now at this point, I have a very basic quote with the projected budget of 3,000. Let's say I agreed to the client to do this for 2.8k, just in order not to lose the client. Let's imagine so. And at this point, I have all these tasks grouped under this landing page milestone. And if I go to task board, I will see that this set of tasks has landing page. And in the filters, I can filter to see all the tasks with this landing page milestone. Maybe list view will be more comfortable. Now, what else we can do here is that if we're going to work on this with these specified dates, I can change the milestone status to active. So anytime I get back to the project, I need to refresh the page, but anytime I get there, it will be pre-filled and not saying something that I don't have milestone here, because I have now active milestone. And at this stage we can add tags. So every task can have like association with backhand, frontend, or any other tags describing the features. So I have pre-filled some tags here, and I just want to show how to add tags with the hands-on experience. So I just click add tag, and I know this is design. And what else I want to add? I have epic for task that has subtasks, so I can easily filter them out. I have some features tags and association with the department to which the task belongs, like design, front end, or API, which means backend. Now I want to also show you the mouse actions here. So I selected one task. I don't want to click 7 times, so I just select whatever I see on the screen right now. it shows 7 here and 11 this in this place, because I need to show separate to show how many tasks are exactly selected right now. And what I want to do, since this work is connected to landing page, I just want to add the landing page tag to every such task. And this is how mass actions work. On top of that, since I know for my organization, for Box Factory, this is going to be a typical set of tasks, I can create a new tag called template and give it some distinguished color like red, and every task now have this extra tag which can be used for me when I want to create a landing page for other clients. So let me show it to you. So first of all, I'm going to refresh the screen to start fresh, so I don't have any filters or options selected. I'm going to pick I'm going to actually go to filters. I know I need this milestone, but technically not necessary. I just want to add a filter with a tag that is a template. And I want to create the filter template here for the workspace, so my other team members can do that, and call it landing page template, so they can reuse it if it's needed. Now, when I have this template, what I can do, like if I intentionally break the filters like that, I can click here and select landing page template. All the tasks will be shown for the landing page template. I'm gonna select one and then select every task that they see on the screen that match in these filters. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna duplicate those tasks to different projects. So as you remember, we have copy paste AI and NFT spammer. So I'm going to duplicate all of the tasks to copy paste AI. They don't have any milestones, so I don't care, and this stage is default. I don't need to create a dependency with copy this time because these are different projects. I don't need to sync status or move the remaining time. I think I'm good with this task, and I just want to select the assigning, or I can actually avoid that if the people assigned to this task are the same as in that project. So I'm just click duplicate and see what I'm gonna retrieve in the copy paste AI. So going to copy paste AI, of course there is no any milestone. So I have now the all of these tasks with extra name copy, and now I can save a lot of time just by assigning the team members who needs to work on that. And I can also create and assign a milestone for all the tasks. Let me quickly do that. So let's say I also have a landing page here, but I'm gonna pick it up on the next month from the 9th February to the end of the March, all fixed price. And what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna make it active. It doesn't really matter, I just want to make it active. And here I will select all tasks without the milestone. So I'll just explicitly make it clear is not set. So just show me all the tasks that doesn't have any milestone. It's 15 tasks, our templates. And what I'm gonna do is just hit set milestone and move all the tasks with these few nice clicks to this milestone. Now at this point you can see the tags are not set. This is because tags are belong to the project space, and here they can be simply different, so they are not created. And there are also no team members because there is no one allocated to this project, and you have to add them. But at this point it still saves a lot of time because all estimations are in place, all of the tasks and subtasks and titles are in place as well. Maybe this copy thing we might change, but other than that it's working. Now, why it's important to have milestones and quotes? First of all, it gives a meaning to this set of tasks, and you don't use tags everywhere, but you make it a little bit more intelligent. Like milestone helps group the tasks by some deadline we set here, and it also provides the numbers to an equation. Also, I just want to quickly show what else you can see from this milestone perspective is to go to Gantt, and you will see all the tasks are created for this period of time. Let me make it weeks. And the default start and date is equal to the start and date of the milestone, and then I can actually play around and make it look real and do whatever is needed at this point. I can see the stats immediately about the workload. Of course, not not anyone worked yet, but we can still see how much time allocated per tasks, and also the rates of the team members who's going to work on that project. We don't have any budget usage yet, but at this point we have pretty good start to continue to talk with the client. So at this point we can invite the client to the space. Let me show it. So under the collaborators we have Oliver Kahn, and what we can do, we can just go to business channel and say, hello Oliver, please take a look at the milestone we have created. And I'm gonna go to this landing page, select URL on the top, and just copy paste here. Now I can see nice name of the milestone instead of a link. What else I want to show you here? Once the work is taken into account, the team members can start working on the projects, and we will just look from the perspective of the worker, let's say front-end engineer, how the process of starting jobs. So I just logged into Evan's account, and on this home page I can see the tasks. They are in the future, so I don't have anything from on my roster for today, but it's pretty convenient that I can open it here and actually start working by clicking start task. So let's imagine I'm gonna start working. I have this weekly check-in, so I can let my team when I'm available. So let me put that I'm available today until 7:30 p.m. And just continue. This page would ask me to show what I'm planned to work on today. I can actually skip it, but I'm just gonna put 1 hour, even though it's not real. And now at this point, I have been redirected to the project's work path, and my timer started ticking. So you can see how much time I spent today per task. I can also see the tracker over here on the right, on the top right. So if I go somewhere, let's say into the timeline, I will appear here as well, so my teammates know what I'm working on at this point in time, and also see my availability in their time zones. Here I can see the project's logo and the task, which I can click and navigate quickly. I can also see, I can actually stop the global tracker or just stop working on this task. So if I stop working on this task, system asks if I completed it. So I just want to stop the timer. The job is not done yet. But here's the concept. My tracker continue tracking. That means I'm logging time into the whole project, not for the specific task. It's maybe convenient if I want to say something like Lola, who we've been using this account before when creating all that stuff. I need some clarification for the tasks. Now, I intentionally do this in the channel, even though the best way is to go inside the task and ask here. This is a proper place. Like, I have trouble with this task. Now, this is more appropriate way. And I'm not tracking time per task in this case, but the problem is task related. So technically it would be nice to keep tracking to the task, but this is just an example. What I'm going to show here, that your team has the opportunity to decide how they want to track the time, but the more they track per task, the more precise reports you will have. And let's say having these another task, the contacts us page, I don't have any estimation yet. I can actually estimate it myself and clarify it maybe with project management like Harriet. I'll just put 1 hour. It all depends on your policy. We are not restricting it in any way, but worker can't start working on a task if it doesn't have any estimation. So I'm just starting to track on different tasks over here. And if I want to stop the whole job and I'm just going off, I click stop in the top right. Yeah, just stop timer. So this is a quick demo also about how the data is being populated by users tracking time. These blocks are building on the local level of the project, and it also shows on the global timeline here, just showing the logo of the project instead of the task. That's it. I don't want to overload it too much, but you could see the real workflow, very simple workflow of creating the roadmap milestone. By the way, workers can't see the financial information, of course, and grouping the tasks, and also reviewing the scenario where I just want to duplicate the tasks so they operate as a template. And finally, we went over the worker scenario where he was able to start tracking time, and automatically system shows what he's up to. So I hope you enjoy this episode. We'll get more practical in the next series. So stay tuned, like this video, subscribe, and see you in the next videos.